What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, man. We got a interview last night, a press conference of one Jose Fernandez, head coach of the Dallas Wings. And oh boy, Jose Fernandez went scorched earth in game 3 of the season. 3 games in, this man holds nothing back. And he lets you know there's problems. They lost to the Atlanta Dream after winning their opener, and they lose again last night, 90-86 on their home court to the Minnesota Lynx, who are without Nafisa Collier. And he took shots. Don't know who he took shots at. Might be AZ Fudd. Might be. I don't know, but it might be. Because he had a lot to say. Let's take a listen to what he had to say before we do hit the intro. Oops. All right, man. Sorry about the little glitch there. My apology. Clicked the wrong button. And I'm not redoing the whole darn video intro that I just did. So let's jump in on this video and we'll give our reaction because this is how we do it. Let's give our reaction to the video. Let's go.
What was going on with the pick and roll defense in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game?
Well, apparently there wasn't a lot going on because they got everything they wanted.
Oh, he's going straight up Dade County, bro. By the way, Jose Fernandez is a native of South Florida, Miami-Dade County, Florida, and he's a Latino man. I think he's Cuban. I presume he's Cuban. Maybe he's Puerto Rican, but I presume he's Cuban. And yeah, he's going full on Dade County right there. He's going full on Dade County, bro. Let's see. Is he Cuban? I'm sure he's got to be Cuban. I presume he's Cuban. I mean, heck, our city. I mean, he coached at where he coached down here in South Florida. So, it doesn't say. It doesn't say if he's Cuban or not, but I would presume he's probably Cuban. If I'm mistaken, if y'all know, let me know in the comments. But listen to this. He's already going. Apparently, they got whatever they wanted.
Right. We went up to touch. We went over ball screens. We switched. We trapped. You know, when things are not going well for you offensively, you got to play a lot harder on the defensive end, and I think, the back row and rotations hurt us, but, they didn't run anything differently than they ran in the first half. It just was more important for us to get over ball screens and to trap and rotate. And we were up 8 in the first half. And what happened? They came out and hit those two big threes on rotations. It started there, but it's gotta mean more. It's got to mean more, especially in those type of situations, in those rotations. You look at, and that's what I told them. I go, we'll come back. We're off tomorrow, but people can't be concerned. Really, really good teams and championship teams, they don't care who starts. They don't care how many minutes they play. They don't care if the ball's not going in for them. They can do different things on the defensive end.
Yo, that's shots fired. They don't care if they start. So let's take a look at their lineup yesterday before we continue. So yesterday, and I watched this game, by the way. They started Jessica Shepard, Alana Smith, Odyssey Sims, Arika Gumbawale, Paige Beckers. Off the bench, Alicia Clark. She's not starting. She knows that. Maddie Seacrest played 16 minutes. Awak Courier played 6 minutes. Now, Seacrest came off the bench at 17 points. AZ Fudd and Isaiah James. I can only guess he's talking about AZ Fudd. I can only guess he's talking about AZ Fudd or Isaiah James, or maybe he's talking about Enrique Gumbawale too, because she was 2 of 11, but she's a starter, and Enrique Gumbawale is going to be a starter. I mean, until she retires, I think she's a starter. So could be very much a shots fired at AZ Fudd. What do y'all think in the comments? Leave a comment.
When we start doing that and we don't get in our feelings, because body language never whispers. Championship teams, you play for the guy next to you. And it doesn't matter if the ball's not going in. You can do so many other things. You can defend, you can share it, you can go get stuff off the glass. When that changes, then you don't lose these type of games.
Can you talk about Maddie's 17 points in the first?
I thought she had a really good first half.
Yeah.
She was efficient. She was really good. It was a different matchup than she had last game, but she came in and did her job.
We'll get into some of the lineup decisions down the stretch. Let AZ had some run in that corner.
She did. You know, and you want her much more comfortable. We had to get Odyssey back in there because what? Paige was getting double teamed and she was getting worn down. We needed a point guard in there to get us into some things.
On Tuesday, you mentioned that teams might try.
He just basically told you because AZ Fudd can't handle the basketball, which I said before. She has no left hand and she can't handle the ball. Because Paige was being double teamed, AZ had to be pulled out the game. Not to mention, apparently, it seems like the defensive issues are also AZ Fudd. So I love this guy. God damn, I love this guy. Oh my God, I love this dude.
I started impacting all in transition. How did you feel about that aspect of the game?
Big transition hurt us today. Downhill drives and the glass hurt us today. Yet we had how many assists in the first quarter? 11 of our first 12 baskets were assisted. We finished with at halftime we had 16. What did we finish with? 22. So we go from 16 assists in the first half, 11 in the first quarter, to 6 in the second. Go back and watch the game. The ball didn't move like it should.
Coach, well, when did you feel the momentum slipping away kind of for good? And at this point, what's the biggest area of growth for this Lynx team?
Well, we got to continue. Guess what? You know, doesn't matter how much I score, doesn't matter how much I play. You know, if this thing's going to change, right? It's got to change first in everything that we do, right? It was all fun and it's all excited. We're scoring 90, 100 points. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's playing. Now it's a lot different, right? You got to get through adversity if you're not playing well yourself.
This is 3 games in. He's having this type of speech 3 games in. Yo, this is a guy that doesn't take no shit. He's letting you know right now, we're not going to be dealing with this crap all year. Y'all better get your heads out of your asses because I'm not playing no damn games. That's what we got right here.
On the other thing,
accountability, man. Let's call it what it is. This is accountability. That's what this is, account of freaking ability. And this is what happens when you have a real man coaching basketball. Not a man bun. Or not some person like a phony Stephanie White. This is what happens when you put men in charge on a basketball court. You got it right there. You're hearing it. You're hearing it.
Things that you need to do. But we were up 9 against Indiana also on the road, and it was the same thing at halftime. But I saw it changing in the middle of that fourth. When the ball didn't get in the basket. You got to get stops and you got to get stuff on the glass. There were critical possessions that we got to stop, and the ball came off the rim, and we didn't get off.
What he's telling you right here is that basically they let their offense affect their defense. When they don't hit buckets, they play bad defense. That's what he's basically telling you. When they don't get buckets, they play bad defense.
Get it off the glass.
What did you see as the difference in that first quarter where the ball was kind of bouncing around to later in the game where you weren't thinking?
We made extra passes. The ball moved from side to side. It didn't matter who took shots.
Who the hell is he talking about, man? God. Because Paige had 7 and 7 at halftime. And they were winning. She finished with 27 and 8. She had 1 assist in the second half. Enrique Gumboa did nothing. Odyssey Sims had 11, 4 of 8. Seacrest had 17, 7 of 11, and Fudd had 7 shots. She was 4 of 7 with 8 points. I mean, is he talking? He gotta be talking about Fudd, because Isaiah James only took 3 shots. I don't know. This sounds like an AZ Fudd deal.
Christian, go ahead.
Hey, coach. I know later in the game, especially the fourth quarter, that backside defense had some holes in it. I was kind of wondering, like, yeah, it was kind of looking
He said holes. Oh boy,
like Swiss cheese a little bit. You know,
It was. You're absolutely correct. That's a good analogy.
I know Wakoir is still coming back from Euro season. She's played a lot. Just kind of wondering how much is the minutes kind of for her going forward, or is that just kind of something that you're still evaluating?
Yeah, we're just talking about minutes here, minutes there. You know, I don't know. You know, whatever minutes you get, and whatever minutes she gets with her size, right, she can protect the basket. Correct? So I don't know. So whatever minutes she gets, or Maddie gets, or Land gets, or Fudd gets, right? Just defend, make use of your minutes, make shots, play the right way, you know?
Thank you.
Rob, go ahead.
bruh, he ain't playing, man. He said, I don't give a goddamn if you played 3 minutes. In them 3 minutes, you better bust your ass. Play defense. It's keeping it a buck, man. People don't like it. This is an acquired taste. These women ain't gonna like this shit, man. They're not gonna like this. This is rough to deal with. This is coaching.
Thanks. Rob Johnson from the Podium Finish. Coach, you mentioned earlier that this would be a test of how the team responds to a dose of adversity.
Yeah.
How do you balance that hard coaching with those fourth quarter gaps and reinforce the team's strengths to be selfless playmakers?
I don't know. We're gonna figure that out when we come back. They're off tomorrow, and we'll have a good film session. Because guess what? You know, the film's not gonna lie. Film's not gonna lie. You know, coaches accuse, right? And even players accuse, but the film's going to convict our effort. Did we get over ball screens? Did we rotate? Did we cover backside block? What was our effort? You know,
God, I love this guy. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, this guy is real. This is what this league needs. You need 14 more like this dude. I've known who he was. I didn't know him like this. Oh my God, we need 14 more like him.
you know? So, and then they got to look at themselves and hold each other accountable in the film room and in the locker room. And when that happens, you have a great locker room. And then things change.
Instead, they're doing TikTok videos.
Hey, Coach. Earlier, you were talking about some of the good things
Yeah.
Maddie was doing. I know you just talked about the minutes,
Yep.
stuff like that. But what went behind the decision to not play her in most of the fourth when you needed some of those baskets, and she was doing that when she was on?
He did, but you know what? We came out of halftime and pick and roll coverage, and we gave up 2 threes. So that's what happened there.
That was the coach in this.
Yeah, it wasn't the issue. Wasn't getting more. You know, we don't have a problem scoring, right? We scored what 86, 88, whatever it was. That wasn't the problem. The problem was on the defensive end. Did she have a great first half? Yes, that's why she started in the second half. But we felt that we needed to go in a different direction defensively.
Gotcha. So
yeah.
So basically, he benched Maddie Seacrest in the second half because she couldn't defend anybody. Maybe he's talking about her. I'm telling you right, he's talking about everybody. It looks like he's talking about everybody. But Maddie Seacrest got benched too because she couldn't defend the pick and roll. This guy holds no punches, bro.
Also, when you took out AZ,
right?
You just said defense. You defense.
I thought she had a good game. She played 19, 20 minutes for someone that hasn't practiced last couple days. It was good. And we're easing her into her being a bigger part and getting more minutes.
What was your assessment on her defense?
I thought she was good. You know, that's why we challenged that call. I thought it was clean up top, right? But apparently they disagreed and said there was lower body contact.
Do you feel like you could have used her defense at the end, Olivia?
No, I mean, Isaiah James is a good defender. You know, like Odyssey Sims is a good defender.
Go to Ken.
Coach, how much of the little mistakes do you chalk up to, you know, a little bit of the chemistry still developing, the communication still developing, and, you know, playing with each other still developing?
But those are both, you know, we can chalk it up to that, but I think those are excuses. You know, bottom line is, you know what, you got to get stops, defend your guy, rotate to the backside. We got, you know, Atlanta came in here and they imposed their will and they were tough, right? Well, Howard, Courtney, McBride, they were tough. They were toughness. They made plays and they got stuff off the glass.
Last one, Jess.
I just wanted to follow up on what you mentioned earlier when you talked about emotions surrounding minutes and starting. Were you suggesting that these are things coming up during the game and impacting the game? And if so, is there a plan in place? Like, are you looking at that as some a reason to give a raise, or is there a sense of urgency?
So, I mean, it's real talk and it's accountability. That's what I told them. I go, there's selfishness in this locker room.
Jesus.
There is. And you know, you gotta look in the mirror and be accountable on how you played. And don't get upset if you think that you should have played more, or you didn't play enough, or you didn't get the shots that you think you should have gotten. Really good teams, they don't give a shit about that. You know what they give a shit about? They give a shit about winning. Because that's what matters.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Goddamn, Jose Fernandez, holy shit. He ethered his whole goddamn team after this one. Woo, man, we're 3 games in, and he is going jugular for their asses. This is what happens when men coach basketball. This ain't a friend's business. This is a sport. You are a pro. You're being called to the carpet. We ain't playing games here. Oh, my God. That was ether. He called out everybody. I mean, clearly he called out Fudd. He called out Seacrest. I mean, he called out everybody on this thing, man. That was rough, bro. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. What y'all think in the comments, man? Do you like a coach like this? Do you like some pussified coaches that don't say shit? Because we got a pussified coach in one of our teams and one of my teams that just doesn't say shit. And she says nothing. This guy, he keeps it a buck. This is what Stephanie White should have sounded like after losing the home opener and giving up 107 points. Wow. I love it, man. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.